Guys, Assalamu alaikum. How are all of you? I hope you all are fine. Well, I'm really happy and I'm extremely enthusiastic because the response that you people have given me up, it is just out of this world. Guys, the channel that we started a few months back is now progressing, and the way things are going on, we guys are heading in the right direction. Means the innovativeness or the creativity that was there in my mind when I sat down with my team and we started discussing it up, it is really, we guys are really seeing through it. Okay, yes, we are making a difference, and the way you people are responding, it's really good. Now, before we move on, I would like you people to remember one thing, guys. You have to subscribe to our channel. Please press the like button and do give your comments, because your comments, they do matter a lot to me. I read out all the comments by myself and I feel so excited about it that you people are giving me such a good response for it. Well, now let's proceed. I hope you all know my name by now. My name is Yusuf, and today I am going to be continuing with the ESL activities that we guys were moving on with. Today's activity is going to be something that is extremely amazing. With the word I say extremely amazing because of the fact that today's activity is going to be taking you people a step further to what we guys had been discussing, what we guys were talking about, and what the whole thing was like. Now, before moving on, we need to understand one thing which is very important, guys. That's going to be what? That is going to be the purpose or the objective of our activity. So, without any further ado, let's go on. The objective of our activity is going to be these objectives. The first objective that we have is going to be what? The first objective of our activity is this, that today we are going to be learning out how to form a story. First thing. Second thing which we guys are going to be learning today is going to be what? Second thing which we guys are going to be learning today is going to be this, that how are we going to be compensating that thing up? The third thing that we guys are going to be learning today, is going to be this, that how to use past tense in a story. Alright, now these were the three things that were there, and these were the three things that are going to be learned by us. Now, how are we going to do it in the form of an ESL activity? That's the next question which pops up, guys. And for that particular question, you need to know the procedure. And by now, I hope you guys know what the procedure is like. Well, the procedure is very simple, guys. What you have to do, you guys have to do one thing for me. And what that thing is, you guys need to divide your class into 6 different groups. Once you do that, then is the way which our activity is going to be done. So, group yourself into 6 groups. After you have done that, the next thing that you are going to be doing, I am going to be the one who's going to start off with a sentence. Oh, before that, I forgot to tell you the name of the activity. The name of the activity is Chain Story. So today, we are going to be discussing about Chain Story. With Chain Story, what do I mean? With Chain Story, I mean this thing up that I am going to be saying a sentence. The entire class is going to proceed with that sentence by adding up another sentence. Then another sentence, then another sentence. In this way, a chain is going to be formed. Now, what is that chain going to do, and how are we going to do that? That is the question, guys. Now what? Let's go on, and I'll tell you what you have to do. First of all, I am going to be moving on with the sentence. I'm going to say one sentence, and then I'll ask each team member to add up one sentence into it. Now, all of you would be thinking, okay, fine, what is the interesting part in it? And what is the variation that Yusuf always tends to come up with? Are we going to have that variation in this activity? For sure, guys, we are going to have that variation. What's going to be the variation? The variation is going to be the sentence that I'm going to be speaking up. Each and everyone has to add up a sentence into it, but that person is only going to get a time of 10 seconds. 10 seconds to add up that sentence. If in 10 seconds that person is able to do so, that goes on. Otherwise, after 10 seconds, the turn gets passed on. Now, the most important thing is this, how are we going to do it in the class? And I'm going to be definitely helping you out with that thing up. As I told you people, make out 6 teams, which I always like it up, because 6 teams are ideal for a good class setup. So 6 teams are the things that you need to have. After having 6 teams, what is the next thing that you need to do? The next thing that is going to be there is this, that let me give you an example now. Let's have a look at few examples and so that you guys get an idea of what you have to do. So guys, let's go on with the first one. Once upon a time in France in 1786. Let's have a look at it. Once upon a time in France in 1786. Now, I start this sentence up and then I ask the person from team A. He has to add a sentence, then on and then on and then on. So this is the manner in which this activity gets to move on. At the end, we're going to come up to something which is going to give us an answer, or I would say a story is going to be formed. This was the first example. Let's have a look at the second example. The second example that we guys are going to be having is what? The second example that we guys are going to be having is this. Once upon a time, there was a king. Now, this is something which is very common. Once upon a time, there was a king. There can be so many possibilities that can be there in that time, guys. So you have to think about it. The third example that we guys are going to be doing, the third example that we guys are going to be this, is going to be, let's raise some curiosity in the mind of the class. Let's make it interesting. And let's make it like this manner so that, there is some element of thrill and adventure that comes in. So the next activity that is going to be there, or so the next sentence that is going to be there is going to be this, that she ran as fast as she could without looking behind, because now there can be so many possibilities that can come over here. All right, means she ran as fast as she could without looking behind. Why? Now your students are going to be thinking, why is she doing so? Is there a criminal running after her? Is she under trouble? Has anything gone wrong? She's being chased by someone? There are so many things that can go along, and this is something which is going to be raising the mark up. Let's go further. He was sleeping, but suddenly he woke up and noticed. This is another example. Now he was sleeping, fine, we get it. But suddenly he woke up and noticed what? He noticed that there is something, whatever is there in the mind of the students, they can come on with that, guys. So this is something which is again very, very intriguing and very good. The next example that we can move on with, the next example that we guys can move on with is this, that, let me think. Yeah. Suzanne punched Elsa as soon as she saw her, because there can be so many things that can come up over here. So give it a time, let's think about it, and let your students, go on with it. They can even think, ponder, and they can come up with something that is really good about it. The last sentence of today's class, which I feel is going to be what? The last sentence of today's class, which I feel is going to be this, that Alexander was a great ruler because, why? There can be so many things that can come up. At the end, I want to end up on a big note, guys. I think that there have been a lot of people who have come up in this world and they have done so many good things for humanity. Some came up who did really good. Some came up who showed us the drastic ways in which humans can work on with. So let's go on with someone ending up, or let's go on with an era over here. The Muslims had to suffer downfall after ruling the world for ages, because now this is something which is again quite interesting, quite intriguing, and it can raise a lot of things that are there in your mind. Okay guys, so now let's give it a wrap for today. This is an activity that I feel all of you are going to really enjoy yourself. It is going to be something that is going to giving you outstanding results. So again, I would like to mention this thing out. Thank you very much for the cooperation. If you have not subscribed, do subscribe to my channel. I want to see you people up. You guys are the ones who are really going to be the ones who are going to be taking us even more further. And this is something that we really do need right now. So the response is good, but I want to see it even more better. So this is Yusuf, and bye from my side. Take care. Allah Hafiz.